Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening for our Candlelight Memorial Ceremony, as we honor the Ulster County service members who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. I am Joe DeLeon, retired Marine Corps veteran. Welcome to our annual ceremony. At this time, I ask those sitting to please rise for the opening invocation delivered by Major Anthony Stevens, Chaplain of the New York State Armory National Guard.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, creator of all living things. At the very birth of this nation, you spoke through people simultaneously profoundly flawed and also brilliant. And you unveiled the truth that all men are created equal and endowed with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and a pursuit of happiness. We have treasured these values and enshrined them in our Bill of Rights, and we have fought to preserve them at the cost of life itself. So treasured are these rights that we believe them to be universal, and we have sent our bravest and best to advance them in all the world. And many of those bravest and best have not returned, for they have laid down their life for these rights, the foremost of which, beyond life, is freedom itself. And this Memorial Day weekend, we give thanks for the sterling example of those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, those who obeyed the order to go when ordered to go. And for those who did not return, and for those who grieve them, give them your comfort and solace. But kindle in us a real sense of the value of freedom, to be here, to enjoy this evening, and to enjoy so many things that cost our service members their lives. We also know that lives are lost in the mitigation of human suffering on these very shores. We honor those fallen in that regard too. We are profoundly aware at this very moment the men and women of our armed forces stand in harm's way, even now, to protect the freedom of this country and the freedom of others. O Lord God, send a squadron of your angels to protect them in all ways. Bless this evening, give us sharp memories of your grace that is freedom. Amen.
Please direct your attention to the front of the memorial for the presentation of colors by Phoenicia American Legion Post 950 and the singing of our national anthem by the Mid-Hudson Women's Chorus under the direction of Wendy Lau.
Honor God! Attack!
Left, face. Forward, march. Detail. Hold. Right, face.
Present! Halt!
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
Right, face. Forward, march. Detail. Halt.
Parade!
You may be seated or stand easy. We are now honored to introduce Pat Ryan to give the traditional Memorial Day tribute. Pat is a U.S. Army veteran and was recently elected as county executive to take office on June 7th.
Good evening, everyone. It's more of an honor than I can put into words to be here with you all, and I really appreciate everyone being here. I'm going to read what is a traditional Memorial Day tribute to our fallen service members from all wars. Once again, our nation assembles to honor its heroic dead. 1,000 battles of land, sea, and air echo their valiant deeds. Under the quiet sod or beneath murmuring waves, their bodies rest in peace. But in the destinies of veterans, their souls go marching on. Because of them, our lives are free. Because of them, our nation lives. When peril threatened and their country called, with divine self-sacrifice, they left their paths of peace to spring to arms, to make their breasts a barricade against the nation's foes. For us they fought, for us they fell. And now with one accord, in deepest reverence, we do them honor. For their sakes also, let us not forget the loved ones left behind. Our tears or our words of sympathy cannot bring back the comfort of those loving hands or the music of those voices stilled. Only the solemn pride of having given more than all the rest is theirs who live to weep. But all the world, because of what they gave, is debtor to them. And we have with us today family members who have endured this sacrifice. They are the Gold Star family members, given a place of honor here tonight at our ceremony. As a country, as a county, and as a nation, we are forever in your debt and will forever honor and remember your fallen loved ones, our fallen loved ones. Please let us now bow our heads for a moment of silence in solemn memory of our heroic dead. Thank you. And now it is my privilege to introduce our guest speaker for tonight, Adele Reiter, Acting Ulster County Executive.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight to stand with us to recognize and honor all of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to this nation. Each year, we gather here to reflect on the true purpose of Memorial Day. We remember that more than 1 million men and women have died in wartime throughout the span of our nation's history. This number should truly humble us, as it represents people, fellow humans, who were brothers, husbands, mothers, sisters, friends. These were people woven into the fabric of communities across the nation. They are loved, they are mourned, and they are missed. I cannot begin to comprehend the moment when you send your loved one off to war. You watch them disappear out of the line of sight, knowing it may very well be the last time you will see them, hug them, tell them you love them. But this has been a stark reality for many families in this country. So too have been the telegrams, The middle of the night phone calls and the chaplain standing at the front door of the next of kin to tell them their loved one has been killed. For those who have never suffered such losses, it is all too easy to see past the holes that were left in the families and communities. That's simply human nature. As Franklin Delano Roosevelt once said, those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men have died to win them. But Memorial Day is a chance to reconnect to the genesis of our nation's innumerous freedoms. It is a day to recognize all those among us who have served or are currently serving, as well as any here who have lost a loved one in service. We are humbled by your sacrifices, as we know they are great, and we commend you for the demonstrations of courage and strength that you have no doubt shown through the most difficult of times. It is an important day on which we ground ourselves to the reality that every Gold Star family knows. Our way of life has been shaped and made possible by those who have served and by those who were lost. When we look upon memorials like the one here before us, and when we count the 1,331 names that represent the lives of the Ulster County residents who have paid the ultimate price for our freedom, it is easy to be overwhelmed by the sheer enormity of the sacrifice. But I urge you to step forward at the conclusion of our ceremony, to raise up your candle, to read one name, even just a single name, and to reflect upon the life that name represents. A name etched in granite easily becomes cold and detached from the life it symbolizes. So it is up to us to breathe that life back into the name by taking time to remember the life it represents. I would encourage you to get to know the stories of these lives within our own communities. I think you'll be amazed at the stories of true valor you will find, like the most recent stories. Sergeant Sharon M. Farrell II, a Rondout Valley graduate and decorated member of the 10th Mountain Division who was deployed twice to serve our nation in Afghanistan, and who died on April the 28th, 2014, at age 24, defending his unit from an ambush. He was an amazing, amazing person, and he loved what he did, his mother said. And a private first-class Douglas L. Cordo, a Kingston native and Kingston High School graduate, who died on August the 19th, 2011, at age 20, when the tank he was driving hit an IED, also in Afghanistan. He was a good kid, and he wanted to protect his country. He gave his life so we could be free, his father said. And the 1,329 other names besides theirs that each represent their own life story cut short because they stepped forward to serve our nation and paid with their lives. This is the reality of military service, and this is what we take to heart on Memorial Day. We are able to be here today largely thanks to those who are not. There are many ways you can keep our fallen as well as our injured and ill veterans in your mind and heart throughout the year. It could be driving a veteran to a medical appointment, befriending a veteran who lives alone or in a nursing facility, or reaching out to the veteran who just left military service. Please, reach out to one of our local veterans organizations or to our Veterans Service Agency to find ways you can help engage and be part of the effort to care for those who served. Working together with friends, neighbors, veteran groups, and entire communities, we can ensure that the sacrifices made by our nation's finest and bravest never go unappreciated and that their memories are never forgotten. I thank you all for joining in today's tribute. I hope you keep our military men and women and the sacrifices they made close to your heart throughout the year, and especially during this Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Adele. At this time, I ask those sitting to please stand for the placing of the wreath at the battle marker by Sergeant William Carr, USMC, retired.
Detail! Attack! Huh! Preset! Huh!
parents assist in the lighting of the candles, please pass your flame to the person next to you.
Let us sing for unsung heroes, those who answer freedom's call, those united by one purpose, all for one and one for all. We will sing and not be silenced. We will keep our voices strong. For as long as we keep singing, freedom's cry will still live on. Sing a song for unsung heroes. Sing from sea to shining sea. As the faithful sang before you, sing the song of liberty. Sing the song of liberty. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrims' pride. From every mountain side, let freedom ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the reading of the Roll of Conflicts by Leonard Ballou, Ulster County Commander of the American Legion.
The Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783. 68 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. Civil War, 1861, 1865. 657 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. World War I, 1917 to 1918. 179 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. World War II, 1941 to 1946. 351 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. The Korean War, 1950 to 1955. 27 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. Vietnam War, 1961 to 1975. 42 Ulster County heroes made the same ultimate sacrifice. The Afghanistan War, 2001 to 2014. 2 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice. The Iraq War, 2003-2011. 5 Ulster County heroes made the ultimate sacrifice.
Detail! Attach! Huh! Preset! Huh!
I would like to thank our ceremony participants, Bugler William Bittner, Bell Ringer Senior Chief Ray Teeter, Adjutant Frank Ruggiero, and all of the color guards assembled, all of the veterans who have joined us this evening, the Mid-Hudson Women's Chorus for their beautiful music, and the Scouts for their assistance. Please remain standing for our closing benediction and musical blessing.
President Abraham Lincoln wrote in his second inaugural address, "Go out into the world in peace, have courage, hold fast to what is good, return no one evil for evil, strengthen the faint-hearted, support the weak, help the suffering, honor all people. The Lord Almighty bless you and keep you, bless your going out and your returning home safe. Bless the repatriation of all those who serve overseas. Amen."
From sea to shining sea. God This land belongs to you and to me. America, America, God shed his grace on thee. America, America, from sea to shining sea. The land that I love is America, land of the strong and the brave. May the bell of liberty ring for all eternity, and may the stars and stripes forever wave. America, America, God shed his grace on thee. America, America, from sea to shining sea.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes this evening's ceremony. At this time, we invite everyone to pay tribute by entering the memorial to the front and illuminating the names of Ulster County's war dead with candlelight before exiting through the rear. Extinguishing your candle and placing your candle in the receptacles. Thank you for joining us this evening, and thank you for memorializing the sacrifices of our fallen Americans.
Detail, take